Hello, good morning, students. I hope you all are keeping fine. So let's start today's class. And already you know that we are discussing about our fourth chapter. That is the all about birds. All about birds. So in this chapter, we will see the how the birds are classified into different categories on the basis of their beak. Okay, then feet and claw, then what kind of nest they are making. Okay, so and what is the work of feathers. Okay, then we have seen how the bird flies, how the bird flies. Okay, so now today you just take your book and take the exercise. We will do the worksheet. Worksheet or exercise of the lesson 4. That is all about birds. All about birds. Okay. So let's start the class. Ready? Okay. Then here let's just summarize or let's revise the chapter what we have already learned. So let's start it. So in this we have seen birds are the only creatures that have feathers. Okay. Birds are the only creatures that have feathers. All birds have wings. Most birds can fly. All the birds have wings and most of the birds can fly easily. Birds have a beak with no teeth. Birds have beak with no teeth and different birds have different kind of beak. Different birds have different kind of beak. The type of birds beak tell us about the type of food it eats. Okay, the type of birds beak tell us about the type of food it eats. And on the basis of that beak and the food they eat, they are again classified into different 5 or 6 categories. Okay, then after that, we have seen birds fly with the help of flapping movement of their wings. Okay, we have seen birds fly with the help of flapping movement of their wings. Birds, different birds have different type of feet and claws. Different birds have different type of feet and claws. And claw helps a bird to catch and hold their prey and protect themselves from the enemies. Okay, so the claws help birds to catch and hold the prey and to protect themselves from the enemies. Then birds use different materials to build their nest. Birds use different materials to build their nest. And what are that different materials? They use grass, twigs, straw, dry leaves, mud, feathers, cotton, wool, and several other things to make their nest safe, comfortable, and pleasant. Okay, to make their nest safe, comfortable, and pleasant. Then we have seen kind of nest. We have seen kind of nest. That is the we have seen the tailor bird. Tailor bird use 2 or 3 broad leaves to make it make it make it nest. They join the leaves with the help of thread or fibers. Okay, and they line it with a cotton or wool, and they just seal the dry grasses on the leaf, and that will be their home. Okay, or the nest. Then we have seen about the woodpecker. Woodpecker uses its strong beak to drill a hole into the trunk of a tree and build its nest there. Okay, so the woodpecker uses with the help of the strong beak, it will drill the tree trunk and make holes there. Then we have seen what about the weaver bird? Weaver birds, they build the nest with the help of grass and all, dry grasses, and the nest hang up on the branch of the tree, and inside that the bird lives. Okay, and it make a small opening, and that is very deep. And yesterday I have shown you in the book itself. In the book it is given the figure of the weaver bird that you can see. In that deep inside the hole is there, and in that hole the bird go and live. Then we have seen about the owls, parrots, and hornbills. They make their nest in the hollow space in tree or rock. They line their nest with feather and grass. Okay, owls, parrots, and hornbills They make their nest in the hollow space in the tree or wall, and they line their nest with feather and grass. Okay, so the all parrots and hornbills, they make their nest in the hollow space in the wall or the stone with the help of the stone. Then they line it with the feather or the grass. Then a penguin makes a nest on the ground with a few stones or pebbles, since it is difficult to find any other nesting material or place in cold area. So we have seen about the penguin. They make their nest with the help of stones because that is only available on the seashore or in the hill area. Okay, then they cannot find easily the grass and feathers, etc. They it will be not be available there. Available there because there is absence of gravitation or there is very less gravitation, so that's why they cannot find easily the grasses and all. So they make their nest with the help of stones. Okay, then so here we have seen that different birds use different type of nest. Different birds use different type of nest. Then we can see here word power in this spelling. Preeming. Spelling. So what is the meaning? Spelling means smoothing the feather with bees. Okay, smoothing. I think you might have seen that they will just they will turn their beak and they will smoothen the feathers with the beak. That is known as spurling. Smoothing, smoothing the feathers with beak. Smoothing the feathers with beak. Okay, right? So that is known as furling. Smoothing the feathers, smoothing the feathers with the beak is known as furling. Okay. So with the help of beak, they do this process. Then we have seen talons. Strong and sharp claws of the flesh-eating birds are known as talons. Talons. That is the strong, strong and sharp claws of strong and sharp, strong and sharp claws, strong and sharp claws of flesh-eating birds, of flesh-eating birds, flesh-eating bird. It's called talon. It's called the talon. Okay, right? Then we have seen about the wading, walking through water. That is many the swimming birds, they are wading in the water like ducks, geese, etc. They are wading inside the water. That is walking through water is known as wading. So this also you can note it down and you can learn this term. Okay, walking through water is called wading. Walking through water is called wading. Okay. Then so this was all about the chapter, that is all about birds. Okay, we have learned their beak. On the basis of beak, they are classified into 5 categories. Then we have seen about the feathers. Then we have seen about how the birds fly. Then we have seen about the feet. On the basis of feet and claw, again they are classified into different categories, 6 categories. Then we have seen how the birds fly. Then we have learned nesting material, what type of things they use to make their nest. Then we have seen kind of birds, okay, and how they make their nest. The method we have seen and the materials what they are using in order to make their nest beautiful and comfortable. That also we have seen here. Then let's start the exercise or the worksheet. Understood? Worksheet. So I think this you have repeated. Okay. Okay, then let's start this exercise. That is, first is fill up. Fill in the blank. Fill in the blank. So, first is, first fill in the blank is, the body of the bird is covered with dash. The answer is feathers. The body of bird is covered with dash. So, answer is feathers. Second is, penguin uses their wings like dash to swim in water. What it will be? Flipper. Penguins use their wings like flippers to swim in water. Flippers. Okay? Penguins use wings like flippers to swim in the water. Flippers. Then, birds have a dash to eat their food. Birds have a beak. Birds have a beak to eat their food. Okay? Birds have beak to eat their food. Next is, flight feathers are found on the dash and dash of the bird. Flight feathers are found on the wings and tail of the bird. On the wings. First is, flight feathers are found on the wings and tail. Wings and tail of the bird. Okay? Wings and tail of the bird. Fifth one, birds fly with the help of dash movement of their wings. They fly with the help of this type of movement. So, that also you have to write here. First, write with that. So, next is flapping. Okay, the movement is called the flapping, nothing else. Flapping movement. Birds fly with the help of flapping movement. Okay, birds fly with the help of flapping movement with their wings. Next is, pick the right answer. So you have here to pick the right answer. In this, the bird that has strong sickle-shaped beak is woodpecker. Options are woodpecker, hawk, and crane. Woodpecker, hawk, and crane. So the correct option is woodpecker. Woodpecker. Okay. So the first answer is woodpecker. Woodpecker. Right. Second is, the bird that has broad and flat beak with tiny holes at the side is duck. The bird that has broad and flat beak with tiny holes at the side is duck. Second is duck. Okay. Third is, the feathers that keep the bird's body warm are down feathers. Okay. The feathers that keep the bird's body warm are down feathers. Options are down, flight, and body feathers. So the correct option is the down feathers. You have to pick the right answer. Down feathers. Fourth one, the bird that has two front toes and two hind toes is parrot. Correct option is the parrot. So you can pick. You can pick like this on this option. Okay. So the correct option is the parrot. Parrot. Next is, the bird that has front toes and two hind toes is parrot. Fourth one. Over fifth one, the bird that build a cradle-like nest is, options are tailor bird, kingfisher, and weaver bird. Tailor bird, kingfisher, and weaver bird. So the correct option is weaver bird. That only build the nest, build a cradle-like nest. So weaver. W-E-A-V-E-R. Weaver. Weaver bird. Weaver bird. Okay. Weaver bird have the cradle-like nest. Understood? Then here we have next is the match the following. Match the following. So I think this over. Now fill up the blanks, then pick the right answer. So next is match the following. Correct options. Match the following with the correct options. C. Okay. So the think this and also overlook. Would pick a duck, downset the parrot and river bird. So you can just pick it there. Choose the correct option in this. Next is about the match the following. These all things you do in the book itself. Okay. Then next is match the following. In this, the first is sharp, strong, and hooked beaks are found in the first. Let's write the question, then you can just note it down. Sharp, strong, and hooked beaks. And hooked. Hooked beaks. Okay, sharp, strong, and hooked beaks. Then we have next is the so that answer will be the out. Answer is out. Next is short and stony beak. Short and stony beak. Short and stony. Short and stony beak. Short and stony beak. That is the found in the parrot. Parrot. Correct answer is parrot. Okay. Next is third option is strong sickle-shaped beak. Strong sickle-shaped beak is found in whoopee. Strong sickle, strong sickle, strong sickle. Sickle. Sickle-shaped. Sickle-shaped beak found in whoopee. H-O-O-P-O-E. Whoopee. H-O-O-P-O-E. Whoopee. Next is broad and flat beak. That is found in the broad and flat beak are found in the duck. Broad and flat beak are found in the duck. Okay. Next is fifth one, long and cylinder beak. That is long and cylinder beak are found in the hummingbird. Long and cylinder beak. Long and cylinder beak are found in hummingbird. Hummingbird. Okay, long and cylinder beaks are found in the hummingbird. Okay, so that this is the match before this. Short, strong, and hooked beak found in owl. Short and stony beak, sparrow. Strong, sickle-shaped beak is whoopee. Then here, broad and flat beak is found in duck. Then long and cylinder beak is found in the hummingbird. Is found in the hummingbird. Then next is we have to just give one example of each. So I think this we have done only. Next is give one example of each. In this we have to give the example. Okay. Give one example of each. Give one example of each of the following. Okay, give one example of each of the the example of the perching bird is the manna. Okay, manna or crow. That will be the example of the perching bird. Manna or crow also you can write in one. Okay, next is perching bird. After that, scratching bird. Scratching. Okay, scratching bird. Hen. They scratch the soil. Next is the climbing bird. Climbing bird. So the example of the climbing bird is the woodpecker. Woodpecker. Fourth is swimming bird and wading bird. Swimming bird and wading bird. Swimming bird. Swimming bird is the duck. Example of swimming bird is the duck. Then sixth one is the wading bird. Wading bird is get or wade. Wading bird. Example crane. Okay. Crane of irrigate is the best example of the wading bird. So here we have to give one example of each of the following. Then perching bird, manna or crow. Okay, manna or crow. Here and also will be there. There is MYNAS, manna. Okay, manna or crow. MYNAS, manna or crow. Then scratching bird. Example is the hen. Then climbing bird, woodpecker. The example of climbing bird will be the woodpecker. Next is the swimming bird, duck. Example of swimming bird will be the duck. Then here next is wading bird. Wading bird. The example of wading bird will be the crane. Okay. The example of wading bird will be the crane. So next is the answer the following. In these 5 questions are there that also I will give you here. First is what helps a bird to fly? What helps a bird to fly? So you know wings only. Wings help a bird to fly. Wings help a bird to fly. That this exercise, these things you can note down in the book itself. Okay, but answer the following questions you have to note down in your notebook. You have to note down in your notebook with the pencil. Okay. Here is clear. Perching bird, manna or crow. Anyone you can write. Anyone example you can give. Then about the scratching bird, you can give the example hen. Then climbing bird, you can give the example woodpecker. Then swimming bird. Swimming bird, you can give the example duck. Then wading bird, you can give the example crane. Okay, wading bird, you can give the example crane. Right? So these are the this one example of each. So in this we have seen about the fill in the blanks we have seen. Then pick the right answer also we have seen. Then match the following, that also we have completed. Then give one example of each. This is the give one example of each. Then one more chapter will be there after completing the answer the following. We have one more chapter, that is the 5th chapter, that is the human body. Okay, the 5th chapter is the human body. In that we will learn about all the body parts and functions, organs of the body, different organs we are having in our body. So that we will learn in that chapter. That is about the different types of system we will learn. That is the skeleton, muscular system, digestive system, breathing system, nervous system, circulatory system, excretory system, reproductive system. Okay. So before I start the next chapter, you just go through it. Means you just read all the points, so it will be very easy for you to understand the chapter easily. Because if you read the chapter easily before the teacher teach you in the class, so you will be easily, you can very easily you can understand the things, okay, without any problem. So before the teacher teaches you, you have to just go through. Understood? Okay. So your example will be learn this homework. All this match the following and exercise. Just note it down in the book and just learn it. Okay. So tomorrow we will do the answer the following.